So we asked a local registered dietitian with UF Health about the chemicals in junk food. And he says the two chemicals or ingredients that deserve the most scrutiny are sugar and sodium.
You see these snacks everywhere. On shelves, in your kitchen, maybe even in your hands right now. But what if some of them are not what they seem? Today, we're breaking down 8 U.S. snack brands that you might want to think twice about. Same brand, same box, but not always the same ingredients. One of them even sparked lawsuits over what it claims on the front. And another? It contains something other countries refuse to allow. Once you see what's really inside, you may start checking every label. Twinkies. Twinkies are one of the most famous snack cakes ever made. With their soft golden sponge and sweet cream filling, they have been part of American food culture for decades. For many people, they are more than just a snack. They bring back memories of childhood, school lunches, and simple moments that felt easy and familiar. The brand has built its identity around being fun, indulgent, and always within reach. That sense of nostalgia is powerful. It makes people feel comfortable choosing something they have known for years. When you see a Twinkie, you already know what it tastes like, how it feels, and what to expect. That kind of consistency is a big reason why it has stayed popular for so long without much question from the average buyer. But once you look past the familiar image, the ingredient list tells a more complex story. Twinkies are not just made from basic baking ingredients. They include a mix of additives designed to improve color, texture, flavor, and shelf life. Some of these ingredients have raised concerns over time, especially when consumed regularly. One of the most noticeable ingredients is Yellow 5, a synthetic food dye used to give the cake its bright golden color. While it makes the product look more appealing, it has also been linked to allergic reactions in some people. There have also been discussions about how it may affect children's behavior, particularly when it is part of a diet filled with similar additives. Another major ingredient is high-fructose corn syrup. This sweetener is widely used in processed foods because it is inexpensive and keeps products tasting consistently sweet. However, it has been part of ongoing debates about its connection to weight gain and long-term health issues. It adds to the growing concern that many popular snacks rely heavily on sugar to maintain their appeal. Twinkies also contain hydrogenated oils, which are a source of trans fats. The fats that exist in this form have strong connections to heart disease, which health authorities use as their reason to demand product removal from food items. Some countries have taken strict action by limiting or banning trans fats altogether, showing how seriously they view the risks associated with them. Different parts of the world have established rules that restrict Twinkies because of their specific ingredient combination. Some countries have decided that products with this mix of additives do not meet their food safety standards. The same product receives different treatment in different markets, which creates a situation that requires an explanation for its existence. Shelf life represents another problem to address. Twinkies are known for lasting longer than most baked goods. The preservatives in their formula provide their product with this extended shelf life. People find it simple to use and store these items, but their storage method raises questions about what actually keeps a cake fresh for such an extended duration without going bad. The product has experienced shrinkflation effects during the past few years. The size or quantity of the product has decreased, while the product prices remained unchanged or increased. Consumers now pay higher prices but receive reduced product value while the product quality remains unchanged. The ingredients create a second problem that needs to be addressed. Twinkies remain popular, and their taste and convenience still attract many people. The product demonstrates how popular items contain unknown advantages and disadvantages. The evolution and composition of the product enable you to determine its appropriate use in your daily activities. That one was already concerning, but the next one takes it further. Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts have been a familiar part of breakfast and snack time for decades. First introduced in the 1960s, they quickly became a go-to option for something fast, sweet, and easy. You do not need to cook them, you do not need to prepare anything, and they are ready in seconds. Their colorful frosting, wide range of flavors, and convenience made them especially popular with kids, but they also became a regular choice for busy adults. Over time, Pop-Tarts turned into a product found in almost every grocery store across the country. They are placed right at eye level, easy to grab, and often marketed in a way that feels fun and harmless. For many people, they are not just food. They are part of routine, something familiar that has always been there. At first glance, Pop-Tarts seem simple. They are just a pastry with filling, sometimes toasted, sometimes eaten straight out of the package. But once you take a closer look at the ingredient list, it becomes clear that there is more going on inside than most people expect. What looks basic on the outside is made up of a long list of added ingredients. One of the main ingredients used in Pop-Tarts is TBHQ, a synthetic preservative. It is added to extend shelf life and keep the product from going stale too quickly. This allows the product to sit on shelves for long periods without spoiling. However, some studies have linked this chemical to effects on the liver and nervous system in animals, which raises questions for many consumers. The Pop-Tarts contain 3 artificial dyes, which are red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6. The product contains blue 1 and blue 2 because some flavors use these 2 dyes, which leads to a total of 5 different dyes in the product. The bright colors create eye-catching displays, which make the pastries more appealing to children who are their main target audience. People have started to worry about how these dyes impact the behavior of younger individuals. Some research has suggested a possible link between artificial colors and issues with attention and activity levels. The governments of some countries established warning label requirements for foods that contain these ingredients, while other countries implemented stricter regulations on their usage. The product contains oils that include both palm oil and soybean oil. Palm oil production creates environmental problems, which include deforestation, whereas soybean oil in the United States usually comes from genetically modified agricultural products. The product contains hidden details that become visible after customers purchase the product. The most important aspect of Pop-Tarts is their different taste results, which depend on their specific sales locations. Some countries require their products to contain fewer additives because they have implemented more stringent food regulations. The evidence demonstrates that manufacturers can produce a product with fewer harmful components. The United States version of Pop-Tarts maintains all component elements that exist in their original complete formula. People choose Pop-Tarts because they taste good and are easy to prepare, which makes them a popular snack. The product has hidden drawbacks that most people fail to recognize. When you learn about their ingredients and discover their different regional flavors, you will find it simpler to determine your ideal consumption frequency. Slim Jim. Slim Jim is one of those snacks you see almost everywhere. It sits near checkout counters, gas stations, and convenience stores, always within reach. The bright packaging and bold flavor make it easy to grab without thinking too much about what is inside. For many people, it feels like a quick and simple source of protein on the go, something you can eat in seconds without any preparation. At first glance, it looks like a straightforward meat stick. The label says beef and pork, which sounds normal enough. That alone gives the impression that it is made from familiar ingredients. But the ingredient list tells a different story once you take a closer look. There is more inside than what most people expect when they hear the word meat. Along with beef and pork, Slim Jim also includes something called mechanically separated chicken. This is not the same as fresh cuts of meat. It is created by forcing leftover bones and attached tissue through high-pressure machines. The result is a paste-like substance that is later shaped into food products. It is far removed from what most people picture when they think of chicken. Another key ingredient in Slim Jim is sodium nitrite. This preservative helps keep the meat looking pink and extends its shelf life. It also prevents bacteria from growing, which makes it useful for packaged meats. But it has also been linked to health concerns, especially when consumed regularly over time. That is why it often raises red flags for people who pay attention to ingredients. Health experts have established that processed meats, which include Slim Jim products, result in greater disease risks. The research established a link between regular consumption of these products and health problems, which included heart disease and cancer. Some organizations recommend that people limit their consumption of these snacks because they offer easy access to food. The sodium content presents another problem. The sodium content of a single Slim Jim stick exceeds a significant portion of the daily recommended sodium intake. People tend to underestimate the impact of one Slim Jim because they think it tastes good. The body needs only a specific amount of sodium, which people exceed when they consume high-sodium foods throughout their day. The way Slim Jim markets its products determines how people perceive its brand. The snack markets itself as a high-protein, low-carb option, which attracts customers who follow specific diet plans. The statement contains a true element, yet it fails to convey complete information. The need for protein consumption causes people to neglect the harmful effects of preservatives and sodium, and the extent of food processing. Slim Jim serves as an example that demonstrates that popular snacks possess hidden complexities beyond their basic appearance. People can enjoy the product because it offers easy access, yet they must understand the disadvantages that come with it. The product becomes easier to evaluate after you learn about its ingredients and production methods, which help you decide about your future consumption. Goldfish crackers. Goldfish crackers are one of the most recognizable snacks on store shelves. With their small fish shape and bright orange color, they are often seen as a fun and harmless treat. Many families keep them at home, and they are especially popular with kids. The friendly design and simple look make them feel safe and easy to trust without much thought. For many households, they have become a regular part of daily snacks, often given without a second look. They are made by Pepperidge Farm, a brand owned by a large food company that produces many well-known products. Over the years, Goldfish crackers have been marketed as a snack without artificial flavors or preservatives. That message helped build a strong reputation, especially among parents who are trying to choose better snack options for their children. This kind of messaging plays a big role in how people feel about what they are buying. However, that promise has been questioned in recent years. Some versions of Goldfish crackers include citric acid, an ingredient that can act as a preservative. While it is commonly used in many foods, its presence has led to debate about whether the "no preservatives" claim is fully accurate. This has caused concern among consumers who rely on clear and honest labeling. The issue became more serious when legal action was taken. A lawsuit filed in early 2024 argued that the labeling could mislead buyers. The case pointed out that if citric acid is being used to preserve the product, then calling it free from preservatives might not be correct. This raised questions about how food labels are written and how they are understood by everyday shoppers. The judge permitted the case to proceed in 2025 because he found that the presented concerns required judicial examination. The same year witnessed another lawsuit, which raised identical allegations against the defendant. The evidence proved that the problem extended beyond a single complaint because multiple people began to recognize the issue. The situation demonstrates how much people depend on front-label product statements for their shopping decisions. Most shoppers do not spend time reading every ingredient on the back. Instead, they rely on short phrases that suggest the product is clean, simple, or better for them. The evaluation of those claims leads people to develop different opinions about all available snack options. Goldfish crackers continue to maintain their popularity among customers, yet public discussions about the product have begun to change. The behavior of consumers who purchase snacks for children has undergone a fundamental change because of rising safety concerns. Goldfish crackers illustrate how a popular snack undergoes fresh evaluations with the passage of time. An initial understanding of a situation requires more investigation to achieve accurate comprehension. People can improve their product selection skills through ingredient analysis and label educational understanding of product contents that they have trusted throughout their lifetime. You might think that was intense. The next one turns it up even more. Cheetos. Cheetos are one of the most recognizable snack foods in the world. Their bright orange color, strong flavor, and crunchy texture make them hard to ignore. You see them everywhere: grocery stores, vending machines, convenience and shops, and for many people, they are a go-to snack during movies, road trips, or quick breaks. They are easy to grab, easy to eat, and once you start, They are hard to put down. The brand has grown into a massive success, generating billions in sales each year. It is backed by one of the largest snack companies in the world, a company that understands exactly how to create products people keep coming back to. With that kind of scale, Cheetos are not just a snack anymore. They are part of a system built on repeat buying, strong flavor, and constant demand. But once you look past the taste, the ingredient list tells a different story. One of the key ingredients found in Cheetos is TBHQ, a synthetic preservative. It is used to extend shelf life and prevent the product from going bad too quickly, especially during long storage and shipping. While it serves a purpose, some health groups have raised concerns about its effects when consumed often over time. Cheetos also contain monosodium glutamate, better known as MSG. This ingredient enhances flavor, making the snack more savory and satisfying. It plays a major role in why people find it difficult to stop eating once they start. While MSG is allowed in food, it has been debated for years, with some people reporting sensitivity after consuming it. The artificial dyes used in Cheetos create another problem for the product. The snack gets its bright, attractive appearance from yellow 6 and red 40, which serve as its primary color components. The visual appearance of these dyes serves a dual purpose because they establish a recognizable brand identity through their aesthetic function. The same dyes that are used in some regions of the world now need warning labels because people worry about their potential impact on children's attention and behavioral development. The complete list of Cheetos ingredients shows that most of the snack contains items that do not qualify as natural foods. The product consists of materials that manufacturers use to create appealing flavors and visual effects, and extend their product's storage time. The study needs to determine which processing methods have been applied to the snack and how those processing methods impact consumers who consume it frequently. The two main factors that need to be examined are the product's cost and its serving size. Cheetos customers have reported that both Cheetos bag sizes and product prices have increased during the last several years. The price for each ounce has gone up, even though the product packaging maintains almost identical dimensions. The change has caused many customers to believe they receive less product while paying higher costs. Cheetos continue to hold their position as one of the top-selling snacks in existence. The combination of flavor, crunch, and strong product recognition creates customer loyalty. The product development process becomes clear when people learn about the product's current composition and historical development. People tend to think they understand Cheetos snacks until they discover that these snacks actually contain more complicated elements. The exterior gives an impression of enjoyment and simplicity, which conceals a more intricate reality. The habit of observing your surroundings will transform your perspective on every bag that you select. Doritos. Doritos are one of the most popular chip brands in the United States. Known for their bold flavors and signature crunch, they have become a staple in homes, parties, and convenience stores. Whether it is a quick snack or something to share, Doritos are almost always within reach. Their strong taste and variety of flavors make them hard to resist once you open the bag. They are produced by one of the largest snack companies in the world, a company that dominates the chip industry. Over time, Doritos has grown into a billion-dollar brand, supported by heavy marketing and constant product updates. New flavors, limited editions, and major advertising campaigns keep the brand fresh and in demand. But that level of success also brings more attention to what is actually inside each bag. The ingredient list is longer than many people expect. Doritos contain several artificial dyes, including yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40. These dyes are used to give each flavor its bright and recognizable look. While they make the chips more appealing, they have also been linked to concerns about behavior changes in children and possible long-term health effects. Because of these concerns, some countries have taken stricter action. In parts of Europe, products containing these dyes are required to carry warning labels. This creates a clear difference in how the same type of snack is regulated depending on where it is sold. It raises an important question about why the standards are not the same everywhere. Doritos takes part in discussions that explore the health effects of various processed food items. Some claims suggest that snacks like these are designed in a way that encourages people to keep eating more than they intended. The combination of flavor, texture, and seasoning creates a strong pull that makes it difficult to stop after just a few chips. People now observe both the pricing issue and its related effects. Over the past few years, the cost of Doritos has gone up, while the amount inside the bag has gone down. Consumers now face an additional expense because this change results in reduced product quantity. The product transformation has become obvious to consumers who frequently buy the snack. There have also been concerns about how Doritos are distributed. Reports suggest that smaller stores may be charged higher prices compared to large retailers. Small businesses face increased challenges when they attempt to sell identical products. The company uses this process to create additional methods that control its internal brand operations. The Doritos snack maintains its status as a leading snack product because its consumer demand keeps growing. The bold flavors and strong branding continue to attract loyal customers. The product perception among customers begins to change because they now examine ingredients together with pricing details and advertising methods. Doritos exist as more than a basic snack product. The products operate within a complete system that seeks to achieve success through tasty products that reach a broad audience. The process of understanding their composition and distribution methods helps people decide whether they should consume these products daily or reserve them for special occasions. Oreo. Oreo is one of the most recognized cookies in the world. They are sold in almost every grocery store and have been a favorite for generations. Parents grew up eating them, and now their kids do too. That kind of loyalty is rare, and it has helped turn Oreo into a global brand that brings in billions every year. It is a product that feels familiar, simple, and easy to trust. They are made by a massive food company that produces many popular snacks. With that level of reach, Oreo is not just a simple treat anymore. They are part of a large system built on scale, consistency, and profit. Every cookie is designed to taste the same, no matter where you buy it. And that consistency is a big reason for its success. One of the biggest concerns tied to Oreo is how they are marketed, especially when it comes to sourcing ingredients. The brand has promoted a program that claims its cocoa is responsibly sourced. This appeals to buyers who want to support better practices and feel good about what they are eating. It gives the impression that the product is not just tasty, but also ethically produced. However, that claim has been challenged. A lawsuit filed in 2024 argued that the sourcing program may not be as clean as it appears. Reports pointed to ongoing issues like child labor and environmental damage in cocoa-producing regions. This raised doubts about whether the label truly reflects what is happening behind the scenes. The problem of shrinkflation has emerged as a significant problem because it affects the economy. Over time, Oreo packages have become smaller while prices have stayed the same or even increased. Current estimates show that product package sizes have decreased by 10 to 15%. At the same time, many buyers have noticed that even the filling inside the cookies seems less generous than before. The audience needs time to discover these changes, which first appear as hidden elements. The packaging looks almost the same, and the branding has not changed much. The difference between old versions and new versions becomes apparent through comparison. The product price increase leads to consumer dissatisfaction because they receive less value than before, while the product remains unchanged. Oreo products have become involved in major legal cases that center around ultra-processed food products. Certain snack products show design patterns that create circumstances that lead to overconsumption by users. The combination of sweetness, texture, and flavor creates a strong craving, which makes it impossible to stop eating after one cookie. The combination of their taste, familiar experience, and their powerful brand recognition draws consumers back to Oreo. People still consider them comfort food, which they find difficult to substitute with other options. The basic design of Oreo demonstrates how a straightforward item can deliver an intricate narrative. The cookie product requires people to examine multiple aspects, which include its ingredients, serving size, and its manufacturing process. Your routine will become easier to manage once you start noting the specific elements that require your attention. You might think that was the worst one, but the next one proves otherwise. Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins have been around for over a century, first appearing on store shelves in 1921. Over time, they have built a strong sense of trust and familiarity. For many people, they feel like a safe choice, something simple and reliable. The name itself sounds healthy, suggesting a basic cracker made from wholesome wheat. It is the kind of snack people grab without thinking twice, often assuming it is a better option compared to other processed foods. That sense of comfort is part of what keeps the product popular. It has been in homes for generations, showing up in lunchboxes, gatherings, and everyday snacks. When something has been around that long, people rarely question it. They assume it has already been tested, accepted, and proven safe enough to keep eating without concern. But once you take a closer look at what is inside, the story begins to shift. One of the key ingredients found in wheat thins is BHT, a synthetic preservative used to keep oils from spoiling. It helps extend shelf life, allowing the product to stay fresh longer on store shelves. While that sounds useful, it has also raised concerns among health experts over the years. Some studies have linked BHT to possible risks involving hormones and organ function. While research is still debated, the fact that it continues to raise questions is enough to make some consumers uneasy. It turns what seems like a simple cracker into something more complicated once you understand what is actually being added. BHT exists as an ingredient that differs from standard ingredients used in most products. Its use in food products is either completely banned or tightly controlled in various parts of the globe, which include European territories and Japanese markets. The situation creates a crucial inquiry that needs examination. The product remains available for public sale because developed countries handle it with caution, yet the situation continues to exist. The advertising campaign for Wheat Thins products has developed through multiple marketing strategies throughout its existence. The product has often been presented as 100% whole grains, which gives the impression of a cleaner and more natural snack. Many consumers relied on that claim when choosing what to buy, believing they were making a smarter and healthier choice for themselves and their families. However, that claim became the center of a legal dispute. The class action lawsuit claimed that the crackers contained refined ingredients, which included cornstarch that did not meet the definition of complete whole grain content. The company reached a settlement agreement, which included a payment of $10 million in early 2025. The company denied any wrongdoing, yet they implemented changes to their product labeling system. The food industry faces a major challenge, which this situation demonstrates. Packaging often focuses on what sounds good, not always what tells the full truth. The words whole grain and natural enable people to form product evaluations because the ingredient list provides complete information with contradictory details. The duration of Wheat Thins' popularity shows that people do not consider these issues. People who trust particular snacks from their childhood will continue to believe in their safety. People develop an assumption about product safety because they see items that have been available to customers for many years. Wheat Thins demonstrates that people should not assume everything operates straightforwardly. The product appears essential and trustworthy, yet it contains components that create uncertainty. Every person who discovers the hidden ingredients in their favorite snacks will start to reconsider their shopping habits. Now you've seen what's really behind some of the most familiar snacks out there. What looks simple on the outside can tell a very different story once you take a closer look. The next time you grab something off the shelf, you might think twice, and that alone makes a difference. If this opened your eyes, hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more. And don't leave yet. Check out the next video on your screen. You'll want to see what we uncover next.